Namaste, everyone. I welcome each one of you to our Facebook page, hinduscriptures.com. Today, we have gathered for a very, very interesting and August celebration. India is celebrating 75 years of independence, and also we have this a very auspicious day today. Today is Chaitra Navratri first day. It's also a new year for the many, many parts of India. Surprisingly, many of you don't know that this year and this day we celebrate the new year as per Hindu calendar for millions of years. So if we calculate Yugabdi year, then it is 5123rd year, and as per Vikram Samvat, it is 2078. So this is Chaitra month and Shukla Paksh day. And it is also one of the auspicious day when different parts of India celebrate their new year, and also because it's the first day of Navratri. So there are so many various reasons because of which we celebrate this particular day all across India. Today we have our chief guest, Mr. Surendra Paul. I would like to read out a small introduction about him before we start with our other speakers who are going to give us some gyan, some real gyan, which many of us don't know that why one particular state celebrates one particular day. So, Dr. Birendra Paul joined the Indian Foreign Service in 1991. Before taking up his present assignment as High Commissioner of India to Kenya, he was Additional Secretary of SAC and BIMSTEC and Nalanda in the Ministry of External Affairs, dealing with multilateral engagement in India's neighborhood. Prior to that, he served as Joint Secretary at Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Service, formerly Foreign Service Institute, a premier institution of India for the training of Indian and foreign diplomats. He has earlier served as Ambassador, Deputy Permanent Representative of India to the United Nations of Geneva 2016 to 2019, Deputy High Commissioner of India in London 2013 to 2016, Minister Press of the Indian Embassy in Washington, D.C. 2010 to 2013, Director in the Prime Minister's Office during 2007 to 2010, and Counselor Political at the Indian Embassy in Moscow from 2003 to 2007. He also held diplomatic positions in the Indian missions in Almaty, Vladivostok, Rome, and St. Petersburg. During his other previous stints at the Ministry of External Affairs headquarters, he served in Europe, East, and Americas divisions. He holds a medical degree from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi. He speaks Punjabi, Hindi, English, and Russian. So, sir, welcome to this event today. We are very pleased to have your presence. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us with your time. I think we will start, your speech will be at the end. We will start with a small clip in Sanskrit because that is our primary language. And I feel that any August gathering should start with our, prayers from our language. So I request my team to start that Sanskrit clip.
क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं तच्च सुन्दरं तच्च तच्छिवं तच्च सुन्दरं तच्च तच्छिवं वर्षनूतनं ते शुभं मुदं वर्षनूतनं ते शुभं मुदम् उत्तरोत्तरं भवतु सिद्धिदम् उत्तरोत्तरं भवतु सिद्धिदम् क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं तच्च सुन्दरं तच्च सुन्दरं सच्च तच्छिवं वर्षनूतनं ते शुभं मुदं वर्षनूतनं ते शुभं मुदम् उत्तरोत्तरं भवतु सिद्धिदम् उत्तरोत्तरं भवतु सिद्धिदम् क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवम्
Thank you, team. Thank you, team, for playing this wonderful clip. Today, because I'm from originally from Mumbai, so I feel Maharashtra closer to my heart. So I think we will start with Maharashtra. Team, please play a small clip about Gudi Padwa, and then our speaker will join us and tell us what is the importance of Gudi Padwa in Maharashtra.
चंदनाच्या काठीवर शोभे सोन्याचा करा, साखरेची गाठी आणि कडुलिंबाचा तुरा, मंगलमय गुढी त्याला भरजरी खण, आनंदाने साजरा करूया पाडव्याचा सण, जल्लोष नववर्षाचा, मराठी अस्मितेचा, हिंदू संस्कृतीचा, सण मराठी मनाचा. तुमच्या संपूर्ण परिवारास गुढीपाडव्याच्या हार्दिक शुभेच्छा.
I request Mugdha Patkarji to be with us and share the importance of this day in Maharashtra. Mugdha Patkarji.
Namaste. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for organizing such a wonderful event. And it was a lovely, nice, sweet clip also. The Marathi clip. So, मी आहे एक मराठी मुलगी. Today I am here to represent Maharashtra Mandal Nairobi as its General Secretary. Wish everyone a very, very happy and prosperous new year. Hello? Hello?
You just got muted. You got muted. Mugdha ji.
Hello?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay. So, the Hindu Navavarsha year, Chaitra Shuddha Pratipada, is celebrated as Gudi Padwa in Maharashtra. Padwa means Pratipada, and Gudi, it means a long bamboo stick which we hoist in front of our houses on the right side of the house. And on top of the Gudi, we hang some things like neem leaves, then a nice garland of flowers, then the sugar candies, a nice vastra, new vastra, means a cloth, new cloth. And that Gudi, it's topped with a copper pot on the top, which is called a kalasha. This Gudi, it symbolizes victory and happiness. So in our Maharashtra Mandal, every year we celebrate this Gudi Padwa with great festivities. We gather together, we have some cultural programs. Then we have nice feast, which includes Shrikhanda and Puri as sweets. So today, instead of going into the details of celebration of Gudi Padwa in Maharashtra, I will like to tell you a very small but small story, which will also represent our culture. The story is about Sri Rama. Gudi Padwa. This day symbolizes return of Sri Ram, Sri Lakshman and Sita ji after Vanvas of 14 years to Ayodhya. So, okay, I will prefer telling this story in Hindi. Is it okay? Everybody understands Hindi?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, गुड़ी पाड़वा ये ऐसा दिन था श्री राम के वापस आने का, जिसका इंतजार पूरी अयोध्या कर रही थी, माता कौशल्या कर रही थी। श्री राम के जैसे ही वनवासी जीवन व्यतीत करने वाले भरत भी उस दिन का इंतजार कर रहे थे। पूरी अयोध्या नगरी जो अपने राजा श्री राम के बिना वनवासी की तरह जी रही थी, वो उस दिन बहुत खुश थी। श्री राम के आने के मौके पर पूरी अयोध्या सजी हुई थी, फूलों से सजी हुई थी, रंगोली से सजी हुई थी। अयोध्या के हर घर के सामने गुढ़ी उभारी गई थी। जब श्री राम वापस आए तो वो इस अयोध्या में जैसे फिर से जीवन दौड़ने लगा। श्री राम के वापस आने पर उन्होंने पहले राजमहल में सारे लोगों से कुशल समाचार किए, और उसके बाद में वो श्री लक्ष्मण, भरत जी, सीता माता तथा हनुमान जी के साथ अपने प्रजाजनों के साथ बात करने के लिए नगर के रास्ते पे चल पड़े। वो देख रहे थे कि पूरी अयोध्या सजी हुई है, लोग उन पे फूलों की वर्षा कर रहे हैं। सारी खूबसूरती, नगर की खूबसूरती देखकर वो आगे बढ़ रहे थे। अचानक एक जगह पे उनकी नजर पड़ गई। इस जगह पे था कि सारी खूबसूरती उसी प्रकार, घर पूरा सजा हुआ था, पूरी रोशनाई दिख रही थी। क्योंकि लेकिन एक बात अलग थी, जो गुढ़ी के ऊपर कपड़ा लगा था, जो कि होना चाहिए था कोई मलमली वस्त्र, अच्छा नया वस्त्र, उस जगह पे एक बहुत ही सामान्य सा कपड़ा लटकाया हुआ था, कपड़ा लगाया हुआ था। तो वो देख के सभी अचंभित हो गए कि ये बहुत ही विरोधाभास जिसे बोलते हैं ऐसे है। तो सब सोचने लगे कि इसके पीछे क्या कारण हो सकता है। तो सारे चलते चलते उस घर में पहुंच गए। श्री राम और उनके साथ ये पंचायतन देख के घर के सारे लोग बहुत खुश हो गए। उन्होंने बहुत ही आदर से उनका स्वागत किया। कुशल प्रश्नों के बाद में लक्ष्मण ने ऐसे ही पूछ लिया, क्या वजह है कि सबके घर के सामने बहुत अच्छी सी गुढ़ी उभारी है, गुढ़ी लगाई गई है, लेकिन आपके घर के सामने गुढ़ी में ये मैला वस्त्र क्यों है? तो उस घर के व्यक्ति ने जवाब दिया, हमारे घर के जो पिताजी थे वो कल ही चल बसे हैं। तो हम बहुत चाहते थे कि श्री राम के आने तक वो जीवित रहे, वो उनका दर्शन कर ले, लेकिन वो खुद जानते थे कि उनकी अंतिम घड़ी निकट आ गई है। तो उन्होंने अपने पास हम सबको बुला लिया और हमें कहा कि मेरे जाने का आप दुख मत करना, आप उसी ही प्रकार बाकी सब लोग जैसे आनंदित होकर श्री राम जी का स्वागत कर रहे हैं, उसी प्रकार आनंद से आप उनका स्वागत करना। लेकिन आप जब घर के सामने गुढ़ी लगाओगे तो उस गुढ़ी में जो वस्त्र लगाओगे तो ये वस्त्र लगाना, ये बोल के उन्होंने अपने पास का ये कपड़ा हमें दे दिया था। हमने उनसे पूछ लिया कि क्यों ये ही कपड़ा क्यों है? तो उन्होंने कहा, जब श्री राम वनवास में जा रहे थे और जब हम उनका चरण स्पर्श करने के लिए गए तो उस वस्त्र में उनके चरण धूल हमें प्राप्त हो गई, और यही हमारे जीवन की पूरी पूंजी है। तो आप ये वस्त्र उस गुढ़ी में लगाना। ये सुन के श्री राम सहित सारे लोगों की आंखें भर आई। श्री राम उस गुढ़ी के पास में गए, उन्होंने उस गुढ़ी को प्रणाम किया, वो जो वस्त्र था वो वहां से निकाला और अपने कटी में लगा हुआ जो भर्जरी जिसको बोलते हैं मौलिक ऐसा शेला होता है, वो उन्होंने उस गुढ़ी में लगा दिया। ये देख के श्री राम की अपनी भक्तों के प्रति बहुत सा प्रेम देख के सबकी आंखें भर आई। ये कहानी सुन के हनुमान कुछ चुपचाप से हो गए। जब नगर की पूरी सैर करके जब वापस अपने महल में ये सारे लोग आ गए तो चुप चुप से हुए हनुमान को देख के सीता माता उनसे पूछने गई कि हनुमान क्या बात है, आप ऐसे क्यों हो? तो हनुमान ने कहा, सीता माता, वह आपने मुझे एक बार पूछा था कि आपको क्या चाहिए, मैं आपको क्या बख्शिश दे दूं। तो तभी मैंने कहा था कि मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन आज ये मन है कि वो बोल रहा है कि मुझे कुछ चाहिए। तो सीता माता ने कहा कि हनुमान आपको क्या चाहिए। तो हनुमान ने कहा, दुनिया की हर चीज के आगे मुझे अभी जो दिख रहा है वो है वो कपड़ा जिसमें श्री राम जी की चरण धूल है। तो सीता माता ने भी हनुमान का भाव सुन के श्री राम से वो कपड़ा लेके हनुमान को दे दिया। तो इसी प्रकार ये श्री राम की चरण धूल का कपड़ा जो है वो एक भक्त। हेलो।
Yeah, Mugdha ji, you have gone mute again.
हेलो।
Yes, now you are there. Yeah. You again
हेलो।
mute. Yeah.
हेलो।
You're mute again. Mugdha ji. So should we continue with our next speaker? Mugdha ji, I can see your message. Okay, so I think she's got disconnected. I would like to request Mr. Arvinderjit Singh Mehta ji to say a few words about Baisakhi, what is the importance and how they celebrate. Arvinder ji, namaste. You are, yeah.
Now it's okay.
Ji, yeah, ji.
मेरा नाम अरविंदरजीत सिंह मेहता है। हिंदी समिति ऑफ ईस्ट अफ्रीका का मैं चेयरमैन हूँ। रिलीजन से मैं सिख हूँ और आज हमारी कम्युनिटी में एक बहुत बड़ा त्यौहार जो सारे पंजाब, नॉर्थ इंडिया, सारी दुनिया में मनाया जाता है, वैसाखी। वैसाख का महीना जब शुरू होता है तो उसको बहुत ही सेलिब्रेशन के साथ मनाया जाता है। पंजाब एक ऐसी धरती है जहां किसान लोग अक्टूबर नवंबर से सोइंग शुरू कर देते हैं, स्पेशली वीट की। और ये सोइंग इतनी हार्ड होती है कि सर्दी का मौसम सारा निकल जाता है, जनवरी निकल जाती है, फरवरी निकल जाती है, मार्च निकल जाती है और वो जो वीट है वो पकने लगती है। जब वो वीट पकने लगती है तो वैसाख का जब महीना आता है तो सारे पंजाब में ऐसा लगता है कि चारों तरफ सोना ही सोना है, क्योंकि जो वीट की जो क्रॉप है जब वो ऊपर आती है तो दूर से अगर देखो तो सारी सोने के रंग में ढली होती है। तो इसलिए पंजाब एक खुशहाल प्रांत होने की वजह से वो सेलिब्रेशन जो है वो वैसाखी के दिन हम कटिंग ऑफ द वीट से शुरू करते हैं। मीन्स वीट जो है हमारा स्टेपल फूड है नॉर्थ इंडिया में, सारी दुनिया में जहां जहां लोग अपने बसे हुए हैं वहां वीट, कनक जिसको बोला जाता है, वो खाते हैं। तो ये तो है सेलिब्रेशन। अब इसका जो रिलीजियस पार्ट है वो ये है कि जब मुगलों ने बहुत अत्याचार करने शुरू कर दिए हिंदुओं पे, तो कश्मीरी पंडित गुरु तेग बहादुर जी के पास गए, जो हमारे 9वें गुरु थे। तो उन्होंने जाके वहां अपील करी, गुरुजी देखिए हम पे बहुत अत्याचार हो रहे हैं और हमें ये बादशाह लोग जो है वो मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी में कन्वर्ट करना चाहते हैं, पर हम नहीं चाहते। तो इसके लिए हमें कुछ बताइए, कुछ ऐसा तरीका बताइए ताकि हम लोग बच जाएं। तो वहां गोविंद राय जी, जिनको गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी हम बोलते हैं, गोविंद राय तब छोटे थे, तो उन्होंने वो सभा में उठ के बोला कि देखिए पिताजी, अभी एक ऐसा टाइम आ गया है कि अभी आपका जो आशीर्वाद इन सभी पंडितों को मिल जाए और आपके सेक्रीफाइस से शायद ये हिंदुइज्म बच सकता है। तो गुरु तेग बहादुर जी का बलिदान उन्होंने दिया। अपनी छोटी उम्र में उन्होंने देखा कि पिता का बलिदान हुआ, और बाद में जब वो सॉरी, जब वो बड़े होने लगे तो ये चीज, इस ऑपरेशन को खत्म करने के लिए उन्होंने ये धारणा की कि अभी हम हिंदुओं को मुस्लिम नहीं बनने देंगे, जो वहां के राजा लोग और जो चाहते थे। तो उन्होंने एक तो ये सोचना शुरू किया कि अब हम इस कौम को स्ट्रॉन्ग कैसे बनाएं, क्योंकि उन दिनों में जात पात बहुत था। ये पंडित है, ये शूद्र है, मैं अमीर हूं, ये गरीब है। तो उन्होंने वो जात पात को खत्म करने के लिए एक दिन चूज किया, और वो था आज का दिन, 13 अप्रैल। उन्होंने अलग अलग धर्मों के ऊंच नीच को खत्म करने के लिए लोग इकट्ठे किए, बहुत बड़ा पंडाल लगा, और उन्होंने बोला कि मुझे अभी इस वक्त 5 ऐसे लोग चाहिए जो अपना बलिदान दे सकें, और मैं उस बलिदान के बाद कुछ और चीज अनाउंस करूं। तो 5 लोग सामने आए। ये हिस्ट्री तो बहुत लंबी है, मैं ज्यादा नहीं डिटेल में जाऊंगा। और जब वो सामने आए तो वो कोई साउथ से था, कोई नॉर्थ से था, सभी धर्मों के लोग ऊंच नीच को समझे बगैर वहां इकट्ठे हुए। और बाद में गुरु जी ने, जैसा हिस्ट्री बताती है, कि उनसे आशीर्वाद लिया और खालसा पंथ की नींव रखी गई। खालसा मीन्स खालिस। ये खालसा मीन्स, खालिस मीन्स प्योर, प्योरेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ द रिलीजन। तो खालसा पंथ की नींव रखी गई, और तब से उन्होंने हमें 5 वस्त्र, 5 जो कड़ा, कशहरा, कृपान, और 5 ऐसे ऐसे हमें बताए कि जो हमें धारण करने चाहिए, और खालसा पंथ की नींव रखी गई। और बाद में हर एक के नाम के साथ सिंह, सिंह लगाया गया मेल्स में, और कौर लगाया गया फीमेल्स में। कौर मीन्स प्रिंसेस। और खालसा पंथ की नींव विसाखी के दिन हुई थी, और इस पूर्व को सभी रिलीजियस जगहों पे, गुरुद्वारों में, नैरोबी में, इंडिया में, कनाडा में, अमेरिका में बहुत धूमधाम से मनाया जाता है। पर कोविड की वजह से ये सेलिब्रेशन अभी कुछ थम सी गई। पर फिर भी गुरुद्वारों में अखंड पाठ रखे जाते हैं, कीर्तन होते हैं, और निशान साहब की सेवा होती है। जो भगवा आप देखते हैं, जो फ्लैग ऑफ सिखिज्म है, उसको, उसका वस्त्र चेंज करके उसको रिन्यू किया जाता है ताकि वो अच्छा लगे। तो यही हमारा वैसाख का छोटा सा, वैसाखी का फेस्टिवल की हिस्ट्री है। और इस दिन गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी ने खालसा पंथ की नींव रखी थी, और उसके बाद आज तक हम उसी पंथ को फॉलो करते आ रहे हैं, और इस पर्व को बड़े जोर शोर से मनाया जाता है। पर थोड़ी डिफिकल्टीज की वजह से इस साल नहीं हो सका है, और पूरी तरह से मैं उम्मीद रखता हूं कि सारी दुनिया में, सारी जगत में विद इन 3 to 6 month व्हेन दिस कोविड हो जाएगा शोविड, जब कोविड हो जाएगा शोविड, सारे फेस्टिवल, दिवाली, दशहरा, गुरुपुरब बड़े जोर शोर से मनाए जाएंगे। और इन्हीं भावनाओं के साथ मैं आप सभी को साउथ इंडिया के लोगों को, महाराष्ट्र लोगों को, पंजाब के लोगों को अपनी तरफ से बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं कि जितना बड़ा आज पर्व है, जितना बड़ा आज वैसाख का पर्व है, हम जोर शोर से मनाएं, घरों में बैठ के मनाएं, फेस मास्क पहन के मनाएं, परिवार के साथ मनाएं, बट सेफ्टी के साथ मनाएं और हमेशा खुश रहें। तो विशाली जी, ये छोटा सा एक हिस्ट्री है अबाउट वैसाखी सेलिब्रेशन। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने ये अच्छा उपराला किया। यू हैव डन ए नाइस जॉब एंड आई विश यू ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट ऑल द बेस्ट
Thank
and
you.
stay safe, take care of yourself, but this COVID is going to be soon finishing from the universe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Arvinder ji. Such a lovely message, and you explained it in such a nice and very simple way कि कोई भी समझ सकता है, and I'm really thankful to you. So our next speaker is Lakshmi ji. She is going to talk about the celebration in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Lakshmi ji.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Gudi Padwa wishes. Yugadi Habbada. This is the Palava year. So Palava Samvatsara Hardika Subhashigalu. This is in Kannada. Today I'm going to represent Karnataka as well as Tamil Nadu. Today Ugadi is celebrated in Karnataka with in a grand manner. Actually, Yugadi is a word which is derived from the Sanskrit Shabd. Yuga means the age, and it's a beginning, marking the beginning of new year, that is Yugadi. And this year is Bilva, that's the name of the year. And it falls in the Indian month of Chaitra. Usually Yugadi comes in the month of March. Depending upon the calendar, it either falls on March or in April. Most of the times it is in the month of March. Yugadi is mostly celebrated by people from Karnataka, Tulu community, as well as Kodava, and all Kannada speaking folks. This celebration, it marks the festival with a big funfair. It is a ritual more than, what should I say? It's a ritual. The people start their day with a shower. The preparation starts a week back, where their houses are cleaned and people go for shopping, buy new clothes. They decorate their house with mugulu. We call it as mugulu, which means doing rangoli pattern with the rice flour. It's a wet flour. It's called as mugulu. And here the houses are decorated with the mango leaves. The mango leaves has a lot of medical significance, auspiciousness it brings to the house wherever the house is getting decorated. So people clean their house, so they offer prayer, and Ugadi is marked with a lot of social merriment and with a ritual, religious ritual. The most important factor for the Ugadi is the pachadi. Here, coming to the food aspect, the pachadi, here the significance is that the celebration which has the pachadi is nothing but it's like a curd, and it is actually mainly called as Ugadi pachadi itself. It's like a chutney or like a dip. It has got all the flavors in it. It has sweet, it has sour, it is salty, it is pungent, it is bitter. It has all the flavors in it, almost 6 kind of flavors in it. It is offered to the god, and along with the jaggery food items. They make pachadi out of raw mango. So this is how it is done in the state of Kannada, Ugadi. Now coming to the Tamil New Year, which is tomorrow, April 14th. The very interesting aspect is Tamilians throughout the world, they celebrate this New Year along with Sri Lankans and Tamilians in other part of Southeast Asia as well. And every year the April 14th is the day when the Tamil Puttandu begins. That's the Chaitra month. Here it is calculated based on the sun transit, that is the Megha Rashi. So it is otherwise called as Varusha Pirappu. Varusha means year, Pirappu means beginning. And as I told you, it falls on the same day every year. Now let us go about, a quick briefing into the significance of the celebration. Every year, April 14th, people look forward to celebrate the new beginning of this Tamil Varsha Parappu with great anticipation. Here it is together with feast and get-togethers, visiting temple, and at home we prepare a very elaborate food. It is more or less the same way like how Ugadi is celebrated in Karnataka, as well as how Tamil people celebrate the Tamil Varsha Perappu. On the eve of Varsha Perappu, on a brass plate, fruits, vegetables, neem flowers, mango leaves, coconuts, new clothes, some currency notes or coins are all placed along with the mirror in front of the god. And the morning when we wake up on 14th April, we just go straight, look ourselves in the mirror, looking at all these things. Actually, the reason behind this significance is it symbolizes abundance. When we start a new year auspiciously, we pray to God, offer ourselves with divine devotional prayer, and pray to God that this complete entire year has to be filled with auspiciousness, great health, and abundance of richness in our life. So that is the significance of having all that in the brass plate along with the mirror. And coming to the, like now we have completed the ritual part. Now coming to the traditional feast part, here the vada, the sambar, rice, the payasam, is the kheer, all these are prepared. And fresh mango pachadi, we call it as, we make it as sweet pachadi and sour pachadi as well, which again significance or symbolizes all the kinds of sweetness which we have in our life. So this is how in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, Ugadi and Tamil New Year, Tamil Puttandu is celebrated in the month of Chittirai. Thank you very much. And I'm wishing you Gudi Padwa wishes, Ugadi Subhashagalu, Ugadi Subhanshakalu, and Vishu Ashamshagalu and Bihu wishes as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lakshmi ji. We will play a small.
ಚಿಂತೆ ನೋವು ಹಗುರಾಯಿತು ಸುಗ್ಗಿ ಸಿರಿಯ ಮಳೆ ಆಯಿತು ಮನದ ತುಂಬ ಹರುಷದ ಹೂರಣ ಆಹಾ ಮೂಡಿತು
ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ಜೀವ ಕಳೆ ಜೀವಕ್ಕಿದು ಹೂವ ಕಳೆ
ಹಳೆಯ ಕೊಳೆಯ ತೊಳೆಯ ಬಂತು ರಂಗಿನ ಯುಗಾದಿ.
Thank you, team. Okay, so our next speaker is Sri Satyamurthy ji, who's going to describe how the Tamil New Year is celebrated in Tamil Nadu. Satyamurthy ji, namaskar.
Thank you, Vaishali ji. Your Excellency, Dr. Virendra Paul, and all my friends in this event. It's really my pleasure to be a part of this program, and I'm thankful to Vaishali ji and Vimal ji for inviting me to participate. To begin with, I think Lakshmi ji has covered bulk of what we call Puttandu. So I need not go into any more details on the modalities or the importance of the event. Suffice it to say, I think she has very, very well covered the entire what I would call the importance of the day, as well as the celebrations, the food. Food is always the major factor in Indian festivals anyway. So she's covered it very well, so I don't need to go into the details now. But for many of us, many of the people in India, as well as here in the diaspora, I think some of them may not be aware that South India has got 5 states: Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Karnataka. All the states have their own language, the language has its own script. Just for the information of many of our people here, I know the traditional way say, "तुम मद्रासी हो ना?" सब मद्रासी नहीं है और सब तमिल नहीं बोलते. Each of us, each state speaks a different language. People from Tamil Nadu speak Tamil. Those from Kerala speak Malayalam. Those from Karnataka speak Kannada. And Telugu is spoken as a common language between Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Telangana is, of course, a newly born state. So really, it was always a part of Andhra Pradesh. So we have different languages. And within the states, also the dialects vary, as Lakshmiji said. There's in Karnataka, you can have Tulu, you can have Kannada. So it all depends on where you come from. But they have their own script and grammar as well. In fact, in Tamil, we have, I don't know, I think is more than 200 alphabets. So the grammar is very deep. Now, the new year as we celebrate down south is basically, as rightly said, it is the month of Chittirai, the onset of the month of Chittirai. It's pronounced as Chittirai in Tamil. But the day seems to be a common factor all over India. So it's kind of a unity amongst us all, Indians, to celebrate the onset of New Year. We call it Puthandu, and we greet each other by saying Puthandu Varthugal. Varthugal means greetings. The common greeting is Puthandu Varthugal. The Tamil New Year, again, it falls on the same day every year in the Gregorian calendar. As Lakshmiji mentioned, for us, in fact, it's not today, it's tomorrow. The month starts at around 2 a.m. tomorrow. That's tonight. So all that has been said with respect to celebrations, so really not much for me to, again, spell out what we do. We guys do a lot of things, as she said. We eat, we celebrate, we pray, as every other Indian does. And it's just a part of celebrations everyone looks forward to, particularly the children. Children look forward to every single celebration and festival. So once again, thank you very much for inviting me. And I wish to greet everyone, Puthandu Varthugal from Tamil Nadu. Vaishaliji, you mentioned you are from Mumbai. I'm also a Mumbai born, Mumbai bred, Mumbai educated guy.
Oh,
And I came to East Africa in 1975 to Tanzania, and then to Kenya in 1990. So I've been here 4.5 decades, but I still belong to Mumbai.
yeah.
We live there, we're living there. My father must have come in 1930 or some such year to Mumbai. So I honestly do not know much about South. When I go to Chennai, I'm a tourist actually. I know everything about Bombay and hardly anything about Chennai. So Tamil Nadu is not really my place. Mumbai is my place.
So
Thank
true.
you.
I feel the same for Mumbai because I feel I belong to Maharashtra and Mumbai more than Gujarat. And one more thing I must say that in Mumbai we have so many South Indian restaurants, but I must admit that Gujaratis must be the highest and the largest visitors of those South Indian restaurants than anybody else. That is on the record. So team, next we are going to play Navra clip. Please play that clip.
नमस्कार, मैं अग्निशेखर तमाम देशवासियों को नवरेह की शुभकामनाएं अर्पित करता हूं। मित्रों, कश्मीर की संस्कृति में चैत्र मास के शुक्ल पक्ष की प्रतिपदा को नवरेह कहते हैं। नवरेह यानी नववर्ष। इस दिन कश्मीर की संस्कृति में सप्तऋषि संवत की भी शुरुआत होती है। इसलिए आज सप्तऋषि संवत 5097 का भी प्रथम दिवस है। इस सप्तऋषि संवत की भी आपको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। मान्यता है कि सृष्टि का भी आज ही प्रथम दिवस है, यानी सृष्टि का उद्भव भी आज के ही दिन हुआ है। इसलिए भारतीय काल गणना का भी हमारे यहाँ मान्यता है कि यही प्रथम दिवस है।
One book a week, but not many people have time for that. I understand. So I created a company with my business.
इसलिए कश्मीर की संस्कृति में आज के दिन काल की पूजा का भी विधान है और इसलिए इसे जन्मोत्सव के रूप में, काल के जन्मोत्सव के रूप में भी मनाया जाता है। पीले चावल बनाए जाते हैं जो हम जन्मोत्सव पर मनाते हैं और विशेष पूजा प्रजापति ब्रह्मा की, अग्नि की, सप्त समुद्रों की, सप्त लोकों की, 7 भुवनों की पूरी पूजा का विधान हमारे यहाँ रहा है। एक दिन पूर्व यानी चैत्र की अमावस की शाम को हमारे यहाँ थाल भरुन होता है, यानी थाली में चावल और वर्ष भर काम आने वाली चीजें, यानी चावल, नमक, चीनी, कलम, स्याही, पंचांग और जो भी जरूरत की चीजें हैं, कुछ पैसे, ये रखे जाते हैं और इनके दर्शन आज के दिन यानी नवरे की सुबह को भिनसारे उसका मुंह दिखाई होती है। तो इस तरह ये कांक्षा की जाती है कि आने वाला वर्ष समृद्ध हो, खुशहाल हो और सुखमय हो, न केवल हमारे लिए, हम सब के लिए, समाज के लिए, देश के लिए, पूरी दुनिया के में सुख शांति समृद्धि के लिए एक पूजा विशेष होती है नवरेह पर। इस तरह नवरेह जो कई नामों से जाना जाता है पूरे भारत में, हमारे नवरेह एक आशावादिता का दिन होता है, उत्सव का दिन होता है।
Thank you, team, for playing this clip about Navra. So our next speaker is Surendra ji, who's going to talk about Cheti Chand, Sindhi celebration. This, Sindhi food and Sindhi culture is very close to my heart because I've grown up with, Sindhi family living next door to me. So Surendra ji, please join us and share something about Cheti Chand ji.
Thank you very much, Vaishali ji. My name is Surendra Bhatia. I'm the chairman of the society and also Kenya. The Sindhi community, land of the Sindhu River, which is now not a part of India. Our state is not a part of India. And one of the difficulties we Sindhis normally have is to define which part of India we come from. Probably we are one of the few communities who had as a part of the British plan to give it.
Surendra ji, आपका voice break हो रहा है, so I think please switch off your video for time being and maybe then you can continue.
Okay, I've switched off the video, and so we come from Sindh, which is the cradle of the Hindu civilization, from the river, from the land of the river Sindhu. Today is Sindhi's New Year, which also coincides with the Hindu New Year. We call it the Cheti Chand. It is also considered to be the birthday of the Sindhi deity Jhulelal. the Sindhi deity Jhulelal, if you see, is unki savari jo hai, that is a fish. The Sindhi community worldwide were pioneers in trade. The success of the trade depended on the calmness of the sea, and therefore the Sindhis worship Jhulelal, which is a avatar of Vishnu as their god on this day. The celebrations of the Sindhi community on this day is very similar to the celebrations we have on Diwali. We start with a prayer. The first half of the day is prayers, where we pray to Lord Jhulelal to bless us with prosperity, happiness, good health in the coming years. And then the second half of the day is where the Sindhi community gets together, and we have our traditional food. Not to mention that just like in Diwali, this is an occasion for us to give a festive look to our homes, clean it up, give ourselves a festive look. And in the evening, we have cultural programs all over the world. This in brief is what the Sindhi community does. Some of our traditional foods is the koki. It is also dal pakwan, bhuga chawra with the dal pakwan. And so all the traditional food which we have is what we normally use at the end of the day. In brief, that is the function of Cheti Chand, prayers to the Lord deity, and then celebration of the new year, prayers to bless us with success in the coming year. My best wishes to all the communities who share the new year with us, and to all the others Indians all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Surendraji, giving such a brief and very interesting introduction and description about Cheti Chand. So next, I would like to request Vimal Chaddaji to share a few words about Indian diaspora and how people celebrate living outside India. Vimalji.
नमस्कार सबको नूतन वर्ष अभिनंदन। कुछ बात है कि ऐसी हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी का जो शब्द हम जो बचपन से गाते आ रहे हैं, उसका कारण यही है कि Indians wherever we have gone with our culture values, and today is a very auspicious day in the Indian calendar as we are starting the first day of the new year, Chaitra Shukla Pash Pratipada. It is also coincidentally the birthday of RSS founder Dr. Hedgewar ji. Also, today the Chaitra Navratri starts in North India. Navratris in all the temples, Mata ki bhajan, bhaint, kirtan, satsang from early morning 4 o'clock. People start going to all the temples, saying, chanting Jai Mata, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, doing that. And also this day is also coincided with this time with Vaisakhi. Look at the festival of Punjab, which full of joy and unity. Not only that, this day also unites us as a India. Look at how the Vaishali ji has got from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, to Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, all the states we got together, Punjab, to show the unity is strength, and unity in diversity is the real message of India to the world. And during this COVID time, we decided just yesterday, we do this activity to get all the Indian diaspora together in Kenya, various leadership, and we are also very thankful to His Excellency to availing at a short notice to be with us. This festival usually come in March and or April 1st week. And Maharashtra is a Gudi Padwa, in other place is Yugadi, in Punjab Vaisakhi, and in North India mostly this Chaitra Navratri, and followed by Shri Ram Nomi, Bhagwan Ram birthday, Ram Nomi is coming, Ram Janam on Nomi on 22nd. So this is how this week and festival is very important, uniting all the cultural values of the India. So with this, I say to all the participants, it is a very blessed day. Let this day give the light to our lives. We stay safe, and Corona, we pray to the God that Corona vanish away faster than we think, and we all stay healthy, wealthy, and stay safe in our families, in our community, as a nation. With these words, सबको नमस्ते, वाणेकम, सत श्री अकाल, शुभ सकाड़ी.
Thank you, Vimalji, so much for such a brief and interesting introduction. Next, the state where I belong to, Gujarat. So I request Mitesh Patel ji to come forward and say how we celebrate. Though we generally in Gujarat and Rajasthan, we follow Vikram Samvat, which is after Diwali, the new year which starts. That is what we follow. But then we celebrate this particular day and especially Navratri in a very grand scale. So Mitesh ji, please share with us how the celebration is done. Mitesh ji, are you there? I'm not very sure. Anita ji, is he there or should we continue with?
Yeah,
because
please continue. Please continue. But I think he's not around. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think small brief idea about how celebration is done in Gujarat is that we generally follow this as a Navratri. 9 days fasting is celebrated, and for us this is more about celebrating this particular Navratri for 9 days. Generally, largely that is how it is celebrated. So now I would like to request our High Commissioner Dr. Virendra Paulji. Please share a few words about today's occasion and what do you think about this particular festival?
Namaskar, my dear friends, members of the entire Indian community and friends of India in Kenya. I bring you all warm greetings from the Indian High Commission. I wish you and your families a very happy, prosperous, and successful New Year. Thank you, Vaishali ji and Anita ji, for asking me to join this virtual celebration with representatives of different states of India to yet again know how they celebrate this New Year. And thanks to Vaishali ji and Anita ji for recalling that we are steadily moving into the 75th year of India's independence. And before we got started, what Anita ji had whispered, I fully share with what she said. That it's very important that the entire Indian community in Kenya, we should get ready to celebrate India at 75 in as best manner as possible. I was delighted to sit through the entire program today. All presentations from diverse states of India, and I found them most interesting, educative, and enriching. These are happy moments through a series of wonderful festivals across India when we come together and celebrate our civilization of diverse cultures, customs, and traditions. May this special day be the beginning of the year, be full of success and happiness in every way and everything you do, and bring you all joy and the best of health. Before I conclude, let me add that the musical rendition of the New Year greetings in Sanskrit right in the beginning of this program was most beautiful, and it reminded me of sharing with you that earlier today, an app, a learning app of Sanskrit called Guru was launched at a small virtual event that we hosted together with Kenya India Friendship Association and University of Nairobi. It's an app which is a very user-friendly medium for the learning of our language, Sanskrit. I'm glad that Mr. Vimal Chadda, who is present with us today here at this event, he was also there at the launch of the app. And Mugdha ji also, Secretary General of Maharashtra Mandal, she also made a very nice presentation, being a teacher of Sanskrit. So I would encourage one and all logged in today at this event to make use of this new facility, this new aid to promote the learning of Sanskrit in this beautiful country. So thank you once again, and I send you all my heartfelt best wishes for a safe, happy, and healthy new year ahead of us. Thank you, and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Virendraji. Thank you so much. We are truly, delighted that you joined us today. A lot of efforts put in by Anita ji and Vimal ji to bring all these people together. And it's time that we celebrate every aspect of Indian culture with our diaspora, because otherwise the next generation will not know the importance of all these things, why we do and how we do, if we don't pass on in the right manner. And this is my small effort through my website, hinduscriptures.com, and our other interview series, wherein I invite scholars from different parts of the world to share about Indian culture and their scriptures and the knowledge they have, and the way we have to practice it on a daily basis. So the whole idea about celebrating each and every day in our life is that so that our next generation understand the importance. Thank you all the speakers. Thank you so much. आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने हमें अपना कीमती समय दिया, और आज इतनी अच्छी तरह से आपने थोड़े बहुत शब्दों में बहुत कुछ डिस्क्राइब करके बताया कि कैसे हमें हमारी संस्कृति को जीवित भी रखना है और कैसे हमें उसे सेलिब्रेट करके हमारे बच्चों को भी बताना है. विमल जी, आपको कुछ कहना है? Few words.
I was thinking we can finish with a Shanti part or some Gayatri Mantra will be great honor to this day. We can say the Gayatri Mantra, all of us knows very well. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yo Prachodaya. धन्यवाद सबका. फिर मिलते रहेंगे इसी प्रकार जूम पे, लेकिन जूम की बजाय अभी हमको फिजिकली मिलना है. उसके लिए प्रभु से प्रार्थना करने हैं कि जल्दी जल्दी कोरोना जाए और हम फिर से एक साथ मिलकर बैठ के गपशप लगाएं. धन्यवाद सबको, बहुत शुभकामनाएं.
Anita ji, any few words, please? Anita ji.
Thank you so very much, the entire team, for being present here. Thank you so very much.
अच्छा, ये हमें लास्ट शेयर कर रही हूँ certain photographs जो हमने contest run किया.
Vaishali, you could end with that Sanskrit start what we had done. I think that's a beautiful way to end it.
हाँ जी, मैं अभी ये clip शेयर कर रही हूँ जो हमने बताए थे ना सबको कि आपको भेजना है. So there are some of the pictures which I've received. I'm sharing them here at the end. And team, please play that Sanskrit Navvarsh का जो clip हमने पहले play किया था at the end, and then we end the session.
क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं तच्च सुन्दरं सच्च तच्छिवं तच्च सुन्दरं सच्च तच्छिवं वर्षनूतनं ते शुभं मुदं वर्षनूतनं ते शुभं मुदम् उत्तरोत्तरं भवतु सिद्धिदम् उत्तरोत्तरं भवतु भवतु सिद्धिदं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं तच्च सुन्दरं तच्च तच्छिवं तच्च सुन्दरं तच्च तच्छिवं वर्षनूतनं ते शुभं मुदं वर्षनूतनं ते शुभं मुदम् उत्तरोत्तरं भवतु सिद्धिदम् उत्तरोत्तरं भवतु सिद्धिदं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवं क्षणं प्रतिक्षणं यन्नवं नवम्
Everyone, we sign off with this. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today. Namaste. Namaste.